Hi y'all, welcome back to Planetjayytarot. Today's reading is going to be what was their first impression of you. So pick a card. We've got the Princess of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Princess of Pentacles. Thank you for being here. I love you all, and I'll see you in your reading. Bye. Hi, card number 1. You chose the Princess of Cups. Okay. So I did a blind pull. I don't know what these cards are, but we're going to see together. All right. We've got the Fool. Okay, we have the Fool. What else do we have? We have the Seven of Wands in reverse. Okay. The Strength card. Wow. So you've got 2 major arcana. Page of Cups in reverse. What else? The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. 6 of Cups in reverse. Huh. Okay, so if you are watching this about a romantic connection, I would say that this person felt like you were holding back. They may have felt like you had feelings for them, or it's like you had feelings for them very deep down, and you were kind of holding back from them. You were showing them some sort of resistance here. They feel like you were fighting fate, though. In this person's eyes, they feel like you were fighting fate, but they still see you in a very positive light as a person. They just, in regards to your relationship, they felt like you weren't really as genuine with them as they would have liked, given how they felt like they were acting with you, which was open, vulnerable, and maybe a bit more passive than they would have liked to have had to have been. In their words, they feel like they had to have been. But I feel like this person had a quick reality check, and that's why I see this. Because the way that they're viewing you is sort of like this Fool energy, right? Larger than life, someone who's pretty innocent and original, someone who is fearless, someone who is a free spirit, someone who is optimistic and hopeful and giving, and who believes in taking chances in relationships and love with their heart, someone who's spontaneous and takes leaps of faith. This is how this person viewed you. So with them, they were kind of like, okay, well, why aren't they like that with me? You know, sort of thing. Why don't they show that side of them with me? They feel like the side that you showed them was, more than anything, just not what they expected and not what they felt. They felt something completely different than what they think they got from you. But as a person, their first impression of you, they think you're very strong. They think you have style. They think you have something very original about you. They think that you protect your heart. They see you as fierce. But part of them also sees you as somebody who has their heart space like a little bit closed off. The more they think about it, they think it comes from a place of always having to protect yourself. And that's kind of why they feel like they had to be this way with you. They feel like they kind of had to show you what it would be like if you just let your guard down. But they feel like you just didn't take it. They feel like you didn't, reciprocate the openness that they had with you. And it made them a bit sad more than anything, or disappointed. But also like feeling like that wasn't right. Like it should have gone a different way, because the way that they view you in every other asset or facet or area of your life is this Fool energy in the most positive way. So they feel like, if anything, they view you very positively, but the way that you showed up for them was like lacking purity, lacking what they feel like they knew you to already be capable and or already being. So that's the end of this reading. If you want to find some more pick a pile readings, access to my Venus retrograde ebook, all of that will be in the description box below. And if you're seeing this after Venus retrograde, well, thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, thanks for visiting. I hope you come back again. And if you're coming back, thank you for being here. I love you all. See ya. Hi, card number 2. You chose the 9 of Pentacles. So I have done a blind poll. I don't know what any of these cards are. We'll be just a surprise together. This is going to describe how they view you, their first impressions of you. So first card we have here is the 3 of Swords in reverse. Okay. The 8 of Swords. The Knight of Cups. Oh, wow. What else? 4 of Wands in reverse. 4 of Wands in reverse. The Knight of Cups. What else? King of Pentacles. Okay. And the 6 of Pentacles. So what was this person's first impression of you? They felt like there was this kind of cool, neat, almost like natural flowing give and take between the both of you, whether that be conversation. But I'm getting for a lot of you guys, this was like something a little bit more physical or material. So like, for example, if this is a coworker, like they feel like you guys collaborated very easily, and they could also see longevity in the relationship. Okay. The way that they're viewing you, I actually think that they may view you as some type of like healer, or someone that just comes in and sees people, like people's paranoia, people's hurt, people's disappointment, people's trauma, people's drama, their the way they think, all of those things. They think that you have like a natural way of seeing that in people, and it makes you very charming. It makes you very compassionate. But at the same time, they also have this impression of you where it's like they couldn't quite get a handle of you. And what I think that means with the 6 of Pentacles is that they don't know how to differentiate you from what you provide, what you give, what you do for a living. Like there's something about you that is so closely tied to all of those things. For example, your family, whether you have a good relationship with them or not, they almost feel like you'd be a completely different person if you didn't have them in your life. Or if you didn't do this job, if you had to work a different job, you might be a completely different person. You might be less giving, you might be less healing, you might be less different, right? So they view you in a very positive way. I think they see you as someone very self-sufficient, very responsible, but also reserved in the most positive way. But somehow you have this ability to feel like someone who needs to be, or deserves to be so respected, yet can kind of get down to a different level here and just be very charming and very polite and very charismatic more than anything, right? Like you're the in this person's eyes, you are the type of person that like you just never forget, right? Because you might be that person that just tells someone, hey, you look really nice today in the store, and they really chose that outfit and no one else told them that day, and so they remember you, right? And the next time they wear that outfit, they remember you. Like they view you as that type of person, but they also view you as someone very humble. But if we had to dig a little deeper here, this person feels like you show the best qualities of yourself because, I mean, that's who you are, right? But at the same time, they can tell that there's something about you or in your life, in your home life, whatever it is, that is just not as stable. So it's almost like this person understands that, like, it takes one to know one, right? So you're able to see the heartbreak, the disappointment, the whatever in people, the rejection people have experienced, because you have experienced that yourself. And so there's also this energy from them with their first impression is that they were not sure what to say to you in a way, because they viewed you so positively. They viewed you in their interaction with you in such a great way. They wanted like a future with you, but there's almost this energy of them like getting in this like analysis paralysis of like, what do I say? Oh, this person makes me so nervous. Like, almost like, it's not that this person isn't confident. It's just, they might have been like a bit starstruck. Or just, this could be the type of person who is just not as great with their words as they feel like you are. Or maybe they have a hard time expressing their like sadness or their whatever. They feel like you wear whatever you have experienced very clear on your sleeve, yet at the same time no one knows who you are. And this person feels like maybe sometimes they go through like word vomit where they say too much or they don't say enough, right? So they kind of compared themselves to you in a way, but in a positive way. Like, you didn't make them feel bad about themselves, but this person is just as introspective as you are. So when they met you, like, they couldn't help but like reflect on themselves. So and they feel like that's the type of person you are, that you come into people's lives, you give, you're very stable, but you also make people reflect on themselves, even the parts that are hard to deal with, like sadness, right? But more than anything, they feel like you're the type of person that just doesn't hold on to pain, right? They feel like you are someone that really believes in forgiveness, someone who has had to forgive a lot and maybe has forgiven like them. Like, for example, maybe they saw someone like bump you and you were like, no, it's cool, don't worry about it. And it made this person think like, damn, like most people would not be like, you know, that chill. They saw you as someone, they saw you as someone very chill, very giving, very polite, very charming, and very accommodating, right? In addition to this, they feel like you're the type of person who like could say sorry like a lot easier than they could, or just viewed apologies as something like very positive and almost like necessary for good relationships. So they saw you in a good positive light in terms of the way you related to other people. But it's like, the more they thought about you, they were like, I wonder how this person is like by themselves. Like, who are they when they're not giving, when they're not working, when they're not whatever, right? That's what this person was thinking of. And they got so caught up in that they may have like not said anything or just like held a lot back. So they really see you as someone like you. For example, like you might have met this person when they were really depressed or like really like down, like they had a really bad day, and like you just made their day really better without even really like needing to try too hard. So they appreciated you, but they also saw you as someone who like truly loves themselves, and because you love yourself, that's why you're able to give. So they saw you in a very like positive light. They admired you and almost, you know, just wanted to be like you in the relationship because they liked what you brought to the table and they wanted to be able to like give that back to you. That was their first impression of you. If you liked this, don't forget to comment, subscribe if you liked it, come back, visit Planet J. I'll leave some links in the description box below, as well as access to my Venus retrograde ebook if you're finding this around the time that this was published. Love you guys. Thank you. And I'll see you next time. Bye. And heart card number 3, you chose the Princess of Pentacles. Thank you for being here. If you're new here, thanks for visiting. I hope you come back. And if you're coming back, thanks for being here again. This is this person's first impression of you. So first, we've got the Two of Cups. Ooh, the Two of Cups. What else? Page of Pentacles in reverse. What else? Four of Cups. Oh, okay. What else? Ace of Wands. What else? Four of Cups. No way. The Four of Cups came out twice? Dang. And the Nine of Wands. Okay, so let me just start off by saying that this person saw you as someone who either ignored them or ignored what mattered in life, or something that they felt was really valuable, or what they felt either them or most people would find some sort of emotional contentment in. Like, they felt like you ignored that. And your passion, your direction, your motivation, your purpose, your creativity, your mind, everything was shifted elsewhere. And they felt like that also extended to them. Whether that be you were really constantly like working and you just didn't have enough time for them, or you have a family and you have to give to them, and so you didn't have like a lot of time for love, or you didn't put a lot of emphasis on love, or whatever it is. Like they just felt like there was something that maybe you could have put your attention towards, or made an emotional connection towards, but you didn't. Instead, you ignored that and put your efforts and your mind and everything else in a different direction. And so the way that this person showed up with you, I mean, they may have kind of withdrew from you, or just, I'm sorry, my family's very loud. With this person, they may have withdrew, I don't know. Yeah, withdrew from you, or just didn't really offer you much. They may have like portrayed themselves as someone that they weren't. Like, for example, if this person is very hardworking, maybe they did something that made them appear as if they weren't, or like maybe they just feel like they left a bad impression on you. Like they didn't show how giving or hardworking or smart, intelligent, whatever they actually were. They feel like, almost like they saw you were not really there, and therefore they weren't really there, but that wasn't their actual character. They just feel like that's how they showed up in this relationship, sort of as a result of the dynamic between you both, which was, okay, here's someone offering you something and you're not really taking it. Someone being very guarded, or someone, they could have also seen you as someone who just went through a really hard time, was going through a really hard time when they met you, and therefore you just didn't really pay them that much attention, or you didn't have a much emotional space for them. For example, this could have also been like, if you were already in a relationship and this was a love connection, like they really just felt like your attention was elsewhere. But there were feelings there. Seeing these Four of Cups coming out twice, they could have also felt like there was a spark between you both in the beginning, and then at some point things just got very guarded between you both. Like you both just didn't really open up to each other. Maybe you both were hurt in the past or something, and you weren't able to be like good friends to each other, good coworkers to each other. But there was just energy here of you both just not really knowing each other very well, but they really took in the fact that you didn't get to know them. They feel like there could have been this like Two of Cups energy, or maybe they felt it from you, whether this is romantic or not. They felt like there was a good synergy between you both. They cared for you. They wanted to see this go the distance, even if it was just like having a friendship, right? But they just feel like you were always focused on something else. You were always dwelling on something. You were always distracted or sad, or like kind of like, this is the energy of someone, right, who's like, oh, I just feel so alone, or why doesn't anyone like me? And then this person is like looking at you like, what do you mean, why doesn't anyone like you? Like, I like you, I love you, or whatever, you know what, like kind of like that. This person, they wanted to be in union with you. Maybe they were. This is first impressions, right? So this is just what they felt like. Maybe in the beginning, like you just didn't really take to them, like you had your guard up with them, you ignored them. If this was like a party, like you didn't really pay them any mind. In fact, you were very rambunctious or active or whatever in a different situation, or different like friend group, or different whatever altogether. But they wanted to join forces with you, right? They wanted to be friends with you. They wanted to whatever with you, the context of the relationship. They just feel like it wasn't mutual. More than anything, this person feels like it wasn't mutual, and therefore like maybe they tried to be cordial here, but they didn't really offer that much. It's almost like this person felt like they drew back because you did, or maybe whatever. So yeah, that was this person's first impression of you. They may have seen you as like a hard worker or someone just very diligent elsewhere, but when it came to them, they just were like, maybe I'm just not their cup of tea. So thank you for being here. I'll leave you some links in the description box below if you want to find more pick a card readings in my channel. And then I'll also leave my Venus retrograde ebook in the description box below if you're finding this at the time it was published. Love you guys. See you next time. Bye.